Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I'm back as long as my mouth holds out. My husband is so tickled because I can't talk as much as I normally can. Oh no, he's not happy. He said, I don't like for you to be hurting, but... But anyway, you can see all my stacks. I've been trying to do a little bit of organizing today and getting ready to put our pages in our journal. But I wanted to make a few of these little notebooks just with my scraps because I've got tons of scrap paper laying around here. So all I've done, and I'll show you how to do these real quick and then we'll get into that. This is just some pieces of paper that I had stamped a while ago. It's a little bit thicker than regular cardstock or regular pattern paper, I would say. It's kind of like cardstock. And I had just stamped it in various areas a while ago and put it over in my little file over there, mainly because I had my stamp out. And so I just stamped it while I had my stamp out. And then I've got this little stack of just miscellaneous papers. Nothing, I mean, it's just all mixed up. And what I have been doing is just tearing down some pieces that will go with these to make little notebooks. I try to do that every so often, and it gets some of the little pieces and things out of my way, and I like that, so that's what we're going to do. Now, I don't mind if they're a little bit wider than this backing. Mainly, I'm using the backing just to give me a little bit of stability, a little bit of strength. That's all I'm using that for. So, yeah, I like that. So there's one piece. Use that little piece for the top. And you can see some of them are wide, some of them are narrow. Some of them have been splattered and sprayed, and some of it is that dot paper. I just go through here and pull out some random things, and then if I'm still missing, I still need a few more sheets of something, I find something like this that I have started using on another project, and I just use it. Because you can still write on this. This is plenty light enough to write on. There we go. Alright, and I think I will tear down a few more pieces of this. I'll be able to use it in the other ones. I just like to keep these little notebooks available because you can use them in your journals, all different kinds of things. And I have got plenty of journals coming up, so it's time to make more of these. I had a few made, and then I used a lot of them. And then when we did the retreat, I gave away a lot of them in my in the packages that we sent out. So I'm running low. There we go. Now, this is our tear ruler, and some people have said that they have a little bit of problem with it. You have to hold, this is split in the center, as you can see, and that's mainly where you could lay it down on a edge or something, a straight edge. Let me find my pencil. You could lay it down if you wanted to draw a line right there, and then you could put your pencil, which my pencil's not long enough. There we go. You could put your pencil in there and draw some straight lines if you wanted to do that. But you have to hold down on this side. If you're going to tear on this side, hold down here. And if you're going to tear over here, you need to hold down here. If you just hold here, that's going to leave that side loose. So just make sure you hold down on that one side that you're going to be tearing. And hold it, pretty tight, just like you would any other tear ruler. And there we go. And I'm just kind of tearing off the ends of them. It doesn't really have to be, but it's just what I'm doing on these. And I'll save that little piece. I can make a little bitty notebook out of that one. And on some of them, I've just been using my little scissors here. These little decorative scissors that we all have in our stash that we stopped using a long time ago, and now all of a sudden we're using them again. I use those because I think they're pretty too. Alright, let's start laying some of these pieces down here. See what we have. And I don't mind if they're short, long. I'm not even going to be bothered about that. They're still going to be useful. I'm still going to be able to use them in all of my journals. Let's see, I think we'll take this piece here. And then I want to lay down one of these, kind of like that. And then I'm just going to put that little baby one on top, and then I'm just going to clip these together. And what I'm doing with them is I'm clipping them together, and then I'm going to put a piece of seam binding or something across the top and stitch that. But you don't have to do that. If you want to leave them like this, you can just glue this together at the top and then put a little cap. Maybe let me find a piece of paper that we could use. Let's just say you wanted to make a little cap with that. You would just cut that at 1 inch and then score in the middle and then fold it over like that, and you've got your little top cap there. I hope that made sense. So there's lots of different ways you can make these, but just use up your scraps. Don't worry about everything being perfectly lined up, or, you know, don't worry about trying to alternate them all the same. Just stick them on there. It's going to be places to write, and we're going to use them. Okay. Cut that little piece off. And then I'm just going to put another one of these. And I don't know if I have more dot paper, but I don't have any more of my grid paper. I need to go and grab some more grid paper. I love using grid paper in this. And after I make these, when I get down to the smaller portions there, what I will do with those is I'll make little notebooks with them. I'll just glue the tops together and make lots of little notebooks. So let's see, let's put some of this. I think that's 2 sheets. It is. And then let's see if we have anything else that I want to grab right here. This is my little stash over here. Ooh, I think some of that would be pretty. So let me lay that down there and I'll give that a tear. Alright, we want to tear off the edge first. I don't think that'll fit in my little box. I have missed doing videos, I'm telling you. I didn't realize I would miss it so much. What have I been, like 4 days away or something? I'm telling you. When you get used to doing something, and, you know, like I've told you guys before, when I'm on here and talking, I feel like you're right there with me. So when you get used to having company in your craft room, and all of a sudden you don't have company anymore, then it's a problem. Let's just put that little baby on right there. And then I think I'm going to put this little one on. I don't mind if they're small. And then let's see. And you could always put something else on the front if you wanted to, and, you know, do it really decorative. Mine are going to be more useful than decorative, so I'm not worried about that. I think that's as wide as I'm going to go with that one. Well, I do want a little bitty piece of something. Let's see what I've got over here. I'm just digging through my little stash. Let's put a little piece of vellum right there. You can never go wrong adding vellum. Okay. So we'll clip that one. Then let's start on this one. Okay, that's a little bit wide, but I don't mind. That's fine with me. Put that one down. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Put another one of these down. And I know you guys have seen lots of people do these, and you've seen me do them before, so it's not anything new, but I love doing this kind of thing. Using up all those scraps and making something that we can use in our journals. Okay, let's see. I see a blue something here. Oh, yeah, let's use that. Let's use that on the front right there. And then I'm just going to cut that off like that. Oh, we'll have to keep those words over there. Then, let's see, what else? Okay, I've got another, I can't talk, I told you. I mean, seriously. I can talk a lot better today than I did yesterday, but I'm still having a few issues with my tongue not doing what I need it to do. But I'm a lot better today than I have been. Okay, we're just going to trim that vellum off like that. And there's another one. And I think that's all I had backing for right there. But you could take even a piece of cardstock like this. This is a pattern paper, but it's heavy enough to be a cardstock. Even a piece of that would be good to make your little notebooks out of. Okay. Now, I'm going to separate this out a little bit. I'm going to put my skinny pieces in one pile. My pieces that are not so skinny in another pile. And I'm going to include the ruled paper in there too. Okay, so all of that can be made into large notebook or larger notebooks, and then these pieces can be made into smaller notebooks. So I'll show you just one notebook, just a small one. This is all I do to make my notebooks. I just stack these together, make sure that this top is even. And you can write on this. I mean, that's skinny, but you can still write on it. I use them beside my computer to jot little notes on, or lots of different ways. And when you get down to one that's a little bit too short, just lay it aside. You can use it on something else. I'm going to put that one in that stack. And these were just cut off of something. I don't know what. Probably when I made a journal and I had just a little bit left, and I just cut that part off. Okay. There are more. And we'll put these larger ones in the back. They don't all have to be the same size. They can be various sizes. I mean, it's just your little notebook. If you're wanting to give this to somebody, then, you know, you can be a little bit more particular with it. But I like to just do this and then use them myself around my computer. And when I'm editing, I always have one beside me so that I can jot things down on. Things that I need to let you guys know about. Okay. So we have got, make sure I get all these ends even as I can. We've got those pretty even right there. And then all I do is take my art glitter glue. I don't know if other glues will do this or not. I know that art glitter glue does. You would just have to try your other glues. I would think that they would, but I can't guarantee it. I put a little bead across there, and then I just take my finger and kind of press it down in there. And I wipe off any excess that's on the front and the back. And then I run one more little bead across and do the same thing. Just kind of run my finger back and forth and then wipe off the front and the back. And then I just take one of my clips, And I clip it to where, as you can see, it's not touching where the glue is, but it's holding that together. And then I just lay that aside and let it dry. It doesn't take it very long at all to dry. It's usually dry in just a few minutes. And then if you want to do a larger one, let's just say you wanted to do all of these papers. Just put these together. I tell you what, I think I'll cut these in half. And then I'll make a kind of a short notebook. I said I was just going to make one, didn't I? I'm going to make two. It's just, to me, it's getting things up out of my way. And it's also making something useful. Okay, I'm going to make those into a different one. So we're going to leave those there. This is going to be a pretty good one right here. Just make sure that I got the end straight. And then I run a little bead across there. Press it in. Just making sure that it catches all of those papers. And then I run another bead. Come on, glue. What's wrong with you? There we go. Okay, then I just press that in. I wipe off the back and the front just to make sure that I don't have any excess glue everywhere. And then let's see if I have any more clips. Let me look and grab a few more clips. Oh, here's one right here. I have them stuck everywhere. There we go. And then I just lay that aside and let it dry. And you can put a backing on it of a little bit of chipboard from a cereal box or something. And you can put a little front on it if you want to. But then I just lay those over to the side and let them dry. And then I'll come back and I'll make some notebooks out of these little pieces too. And that will get all of my little scrap pieces up and done. Alright, I'm going to lay that right there for now. I'm going to lay these over to the side. And then we're going to start on our journal. Hey guys, I did want to tell you about our sale, our end of the year sale that's going on right now. I forgot to announce it in the video, so I'm going to pop this in right here. We have a sale going on with everything in the store except some clearance items. There are very few pieces that are not on sale. But if you use the code, and I will put the code right here on the screen as well as below, BuyBuy2020, you will get 20% off of everything in the store except a few little pieces of clearance. Now, also we have added in some of the Traveler's notebooks that we got at a really good deal. We've already got those marked down on a sale price, and then you can take 20% more off on those if you want to during this sale. So make sure that you check those out. They'll be the first, right at the first of the page, I think. It'll say Traveler's Notebook. There's notebooks and also the inserts. And it's that leathery, let me grab mine and I'll show you. Okay, they're similar to this, except they're not this color, of course. This is a Prima one. Let's see. I think they're the same size, though. Let me measure this one. I think they are the same size. 7 and 8. Well, they might be just a tiny bit longer than this. I think they're 8. This is like 7.5. I don't know. And 4.5. Maybe they're the same size. This is a Traveler's Notebook. They have the 2 pieces of elastic where you can put your 2 inserts in. We also have the inserts for sale. And then they have the little pockets on the side. And I can't remember on the back if they have this little pen tab or not. But you can go over and check them out. There's lots of different colors over there and lots of different inserts. So go over and check those out if you're interested in them. A January journal. Okay, let me grab all of these pieces off the top. There's our calendar. There's some paper that we will definitely use in it probably. And then we have some of our dyed papers and then some other dyed papers here. So we're just going to grab some of both and use them in our journal. I have a doily. I have some book pages, some of our dyed paper that we did a while ago, some music pages, and then just some scrap pieces here. This is our last freebie that we put up. So, all right, I know I'm going to use that and that. That one I will use labels off of. I'll use that piece, that. Okay, I know I'm going to use all of those. Now, I'm going to pull out some out of here that we want to use. I want to use that one. Oh, these are thick. Or either I've got two and I don't know it. No, these are very thick. Okay. There. There. Got to include one of those in there, don't we? Yeah, this is a thicker paper. It's not regular printer paper like mine is. It's a little bit thicker. And that's okay. You can use paper that's a little thicker. I just normally use my copy paper because it's cheaper, and it, you know, it does the same trick. So, all right, I want some half sheets too. So we'll put those in there. I want some that are dyed that color. Maybe a couple of those. And these we dyed on a video last week, I believe it is. If you want to go back and check that out, you can. I'm also going to include some of these. These are just some pieces that I've had in my stash. So I'm going to include some of those in there. We've got more of this. I want to put a little bit of blue in. I'm just grabbing at different things. Okay, that may be enough. Let's look and see. If it's not, we can always add something else along the way. All right, now all of these, okay, that's good. I'm going to lay this over to the side. Put all of these together, my book pages together, and then those together. Okay, we need a little template. I usually just make me a little template, but you don't have to make a template. You can just kind of measure your first sheet if you want and go by that. But I'm going to, let's see. Let me just measure this one and see what we get. If we fold it in half, we're a little bit long. So I want to cut off, let's see. I want to cut off about right there. So if we cut that off, then that should be the right size for our journal. Okay. So I'm going to trim that off, and then I will use it as kind of a template to go for my other sheets. Let's see if we can get this somewhat straight. Now, these little pieces I'll keep, and I'll use them when I make clusters. So don't throw those away. Okay, instead of folding all these and then cutting, I am going to open this back up. Put this down on like this. And then I'm going to cut our sheets. Now you can tear these if you want. You don't have to cut yours. Just do whichever one that you want to do. I'm just going to cut them. Always use that same template to do your cutting by. I think I'll just go ahead and cut all of these. My trimmer should do that with no problem. And I always have this trimmer linked below. I have a lot of people that ask me where I got it. I always have it linked below, so you can check that out. Okay, so if we fold those up, those are going to be just right to go in there. I'll lay this aside so I don't keep banging on it. We know that's going to fit in there. We know these will fit in there. So we're not going to worry about even cutting or tearing those anywhere. Put those there. And we know these will fit because they're smaller than this, than our template. So we know that fits well, so we'll just fold that up. This one might be a little big, let's see. If it is, we'll just trim it off. Yeah, it's a little bit big. We'll just tear this one side. There we go. Now I think that'll work. Yes, okay. Now I need to trim these down, I think. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to go through and take the white off the edges of these, and then we'll be back and we'll start putting these in. Okay, I have all of my pages torn. Now I'm just going to separate them out into signatures. So I want to put that. And I don't have a rhyme or reason that I do these. I just kind of alternate and lay them down like I think I like it. If you're doing it for you, you can do it like you like. Let's see. That'll work. And then a blue one. And I go back to these. And some of these are white on the back side. I can cover that. That's not a biggie. That in there. And then let's put a music sheet in. And then we'll put that one down. One of these. And I think I'll just go back to, I think I'll put a pink one in here. And then maybe another one of these. Another one of these. Now let's put a notepad in there. A little notepad sheet. I like the frayed edges. And we may have to grab some more book pages. If we do, that's fine. So then I think we'll go back with maybe a music sheet. And a purple one maybe. Let's put one of these lined ones in here. I like those because you can write on both sides of that. Alright, let's lay that one aside and start working on our other one. Alright, for my outside, I think I'm going to use this paper. Ooh, I love that. And then we'll grab one of these. Maybe this one. This one. And I need to grab a few more sheets of book page and music page. So let me do that. That one there, maybe. This one. Now let's put a blue one on top of that one. And then put one of our shiny ones on top. Then I'm going to grab some book page. Just grabbing some that don't have a lot of pictures and things on it right now. We can always add photos and things in later. see, this is music paper. Put a little music page down there. And then we'll go back and grab one of these. White one, a blue one. Let's do a blue. And then I think we'll do this, but I am going to have to trim it off a little bit. And I'll just tear it. And that's got a nice clear side on there, so we'll be able to use that. And then, and when I start stitching these in, I may even change my mind and do something a little different. But right now, this is what it's going to look like, I think. Go back with the music page. One of these. A blue one. Okay, I've got quite a few of these left, so I'll probably add some to the other one. I think this one's a little bit thicker than the other one. And I don't try to get them even either. I do want my doily in there. And it's okay if it's right in the middle or right there, it doesn't matter. Let's see, yeah, I think we'll need a few more here. So let's put this one on. Now I'm going to put a blue one on the front of this one because I have a different color one on the front of that. So we'll put a blue there, put that there, that one there, and then that one there. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's about even. That's good enough. I don't count them. They don't have to be perfect. Now, I do want to add, I think, some, let's see if I have any right here. I wanted to add some, an envelope in the center. And let me look, see what I've got. Okay, I have quite a few of these large envelopes, and we can always cover those over. We can cover them up. So if I stitch it in like that, I'll have a pocket here and a pocket here. And then I think I'll just take this tab off. Oh no, let's see, it's not going to be too wide. I can probably leave the tab on there. Let's leave the tab on for now. I may cut it off later. But for now, we're going to leave it on there. See if we can get this one apart. Okay. So if I stitch it in like that, I'll have a pocket here, fold over pocket there, and I'll have a window that we can put something in. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut these off because they're going to stick to their self. So we're just going to cut these little tabs off, or fold overs, whatever you want to call them. Now I'm going to fold that up to see if I've got it anywhere near straight. Well, yeah, almost. That was an accident. Alright, so that is our, and I think I'll turn that one that way. I'm still going to cover this probably, but if I don't want to cover it, I could leave it like that with that fox on there. Now, I like to go through, and these shorter pieces, I put some at the bottom, and then I alternate, and I put some up here at the top. So I don't put them all at the same place, so that when you're stitching, that your needle will catch all of them. Normally, I don't put two together like that, so let's see what we can do. Let's just put one here. I told you I change my mind when I go through. That's what you can do. Before you stitch it in, just decide where you want everything. Okay. That looks okay. Okay. Put this one up here. Right there. doily there. All right, now all you need to do is just make sure that they're pretty straight. Straight as you can get them. They don't have to be perfect. And then you're going to fold them up. And I go by my outside one to make my fold. You could fold them one at a time if you wanted. I just kind of go by that outside one there. Now, if you don't want this like this, you can trim that off. And I'll probably trim mine off. First, I just want to make sure that I'm getting them pretty straight. And I don't want to overstuff my journals, so let me see if I need to take any out if I'm going to do 2 signatures. I don't know. That's going to be pretty fat if I do 2 of them. I may need to take part of these out and use them in our February journal. Yeah, I'm going to take part of them out and use them on my February journal. Because if I put all of these in there, that's going to be a thick journal. We're just going to grab those. I want to put that one back on. And then here, I'm just going to grab the first few. Not a biggie. And those will go in our February journal. So that way we'll have plenty of papers for both journals already worked up. Now, I think that's going to be better. It folds better anyway. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so if I fold it up, yeah, even if I put quite a few pockets in there and tags and things, I think I'm still going to have plenty of room. It may bulge out a little bit like that, but I don't mind that. I kind of like it, as a matter of fact, so I don't mind that at all. So these are going to be our signatures, and these will be the papers that we can save over for our February journal. So we'll put those over there. So let me just kind of guesstimate as to how many I have in each. So I'm going to have to cover that pretty quick because that's got sticky on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in that one. Well, let's see this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to cut right there on that one. And let this be one signature, and that will be another. I love that color with that. Look at that. It's like she dyed the paper just to go with this January journal. Now, go through again and just make sure that all of my little halves are separated in different areas. They're not really too small, so I think they'll be fine. I just want to make sure that the needle catches all of them. I've got it folded off just a little bit, so I'm going to fold again. And like I said, if you want to fold each one of your papers individually, you can do that. I don't do it because I'm not that particular. But if you want to make sure that all of yours are perfectly straight and perfectly folded and not out of line and not crooked, then you can always go through here and fold them one at a time and just put them together. Okay, I've got one right there that looks a little bit wild, so I'm going to see what's wrong with him. This one, you look wild. What's wrong with you? Probably because I got him folded really crooked. I am a little bit more particular than that. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay. Lay him back down and try this again. Oh yes, that is much better. Much, much better. Okay. So there is our center. Now we can, I'm going to have to find more clips. I'm just going to clip that right there. And let's work on this one a little bit. Okay, I have two halves there that are together, so we're going to separate those. And you can also just fold a few at a time if you want to do that. Let's see. I don't want that near my music page, so let's put it that way. Okay, there we go. Got that one. All right, so let me clip that one. Okay, that will be our two signatures, and I'm going to trim the edges of these off a little bit. Now, you can decide if you want to put a cover on each signature or if you just want to leave them like this. I'm going to leave mine like this because I don't want the extra bulk of, you know, pattern paper to put a cover on, and then I will decorate my covers up. So I'm just going to leave mine like this, but you can always just take a piece of pattern paper, and this is not a whole piece, but let's say this was, and you could just put that on there as your cover, you know, fold that around as your cover if you want to do that. But I am going to leave mine like this. Now what we want to do is take our ruler and we want to trim this off. So I'm going to take my Tim Holtz ruler with the metal side, and I do have a knife somewhere. And let's see. I'm going to try our best to get it pretty straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I could have probably put this back in my trimmer and trimmed this off. I've told you that I have a little bit of problem holding with this hand because I've had all these bones and everything broken there, so I have a little bit of problem holding like this. But that's good enough for me right there. I don't have a problem with that. And I do have another ruler that has the grip on top. I don't know why I don't pull it out and use it. I guess because it's extra long. It is, it's real long. It's not short like this 12-inch. It's, I think, 18 or maybe 20 inches. So, but I should pull it out and use it, and then I wouldn't have to worry about my hand slipping. There we go. That's good enough for me. I don't care if they're jagged. I don't really want them perfectly even anyway. So if they're a little bit jagged like that, that's fine with me. I like that. Okay, let me get all these little giblets off of here. Y'all ever heard them called giblets? Alright, I'm going to put this one in the front. I do believe. I like the color with that. And I think, let's see if our calendar will look good on there. I have another calendar somewhere. Where's my other one? Well, the other one's bigger. Yep, our calendar's going to look good. We could put this one on the front, or we can put one of the smaller ones. I think I'll put this one, and then I can do more decorating down here. Now, I did make these kind of a reddish burgundy color, but hopefully you can still use them in yours. I'm not worried about the color. I may matte this. I may put a matte behind it with a different color to lay it down there, so that will make it match up a little better. think that large one would just fit on this front sheet, but I don't want to cover up the whole front sheet with a calendar. So what we're going to do is I will mat this one and I'll put it here. Put something under it, and then I can put something else down here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see what it looks like on here. Oh, I like it on there too. Oh man, now I'm changing my mind. I think I might make this one the front one. And then I can put lots of extras down here. So let's do that. Okay, let's stitch these in. And that may be all I get done today because I'm needing a drink really bad right now. My throat is starting to go on me. Let's see, what are we going to stitch it up with? What color? I guess we can use the white. Right? Use white. I don't have pink or anything like that. Not a good stitching thread. And you could always use baker's twine if you want to. Baker's twine looks good when you're stitching like this. So, but I'm just going to use this wax thread. I got this, I think I got this off of Amazon. But come first of the year, we're going to start carrying waxed thread. So if you need any then, you can grab it from us. Okay, we're just going to do that right there. Now, I put these, I centered them up, and then I came out 3 inches each way. So that's exactly what we're going to do on these to make everything centered. I'm going to get my book awl. I did get that off of Amazon, and I usually always have it linked below. So if you don't see it linked, then just let me know. Let's see. I'm going to fold this a little bit better. Okay, that works better. Now, let's see. I want this one closer to the bottom because my pockets are going to be up here. So I'm going to clip that. Whoops. I'm going to clip that right there. And then we're going to clip this down here. Then I'm just using a piece of sponge. A sponge. It's a little sponge-like thing. I'm using a piece of sponge. Okay. We are just finding the center. And it looks like it is right there. I'm going to mark it first, just so that I can kind of tell what I'm doing from, hopefully. All right, 1, 2, 3. Come up this way. And then 1, 2, 3 down here. Now, oops, sorry about that. I want to make sure that I've got these folded in the center and that my holes are going to be in the center. Because sometimes if you don't make your crease pretty good, you can get that center part, you can get your hole off just a little bit and it won't come out in the center. Okay, I think that's good. Now, you need to keep your papers kind of folded up like this to punch your hole. When you do that, your hole is more likely to go in the center than it is to go off to the side. See? There's my crease, and my hole came right in that crease. And I go ahead and push my awl through a little bit because the paper closes back up on you. Okay. I'm going to fold this one up a little bit and push that through. And there, we got it in the center again. And then we'll come down here and we'll do the same thing. I can't believe we only have a few more days till we'll be starting in this journal. Can you? Unreal. Okay, now I leave them clipped while I stitch these in. And I'm going to start on the front. I usually put the back one in first, but I'm going to put the front one in since I have it in my hand. Okay, I go down through the center here. go through that front hole, the one here, because this is the front. Sorry, looked like I was off camera there for a minute. So I went through my center hole here, I went through the center hole here, and in the front one, there's my back hole. Push that through, and then you're going to go back up through this hole right here at the top. And since it's been a little while since I punched those, they may be trying to close up on me. Sorry if I'm getting off camera. Sometimes I have to hold that up a little bit close to me in order to see where my needle is. There we go. Okay, we're going to pull it through a little bit. Like that. Then you're going to run it all the way down to the bottom. And you're going to put it back through and back through that hole down there. Okay. And I know some of you have said you're just now starting your journals, so please show you how, go a little bit slower. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I know our veteran people out there, you've done this many, many times, so you know what we're doing, but this is for those of you who are just now starting your journals. Okay, now we're going to come from there back up to that center hole. We're going to push that through, and then when our needle comes up, we're going to make sure that our needle is on the opposite side of this thread that goes down through the middle than this one. So this is our end thread right here. Our needle is on the opposite side there. So pull that up. Then you're going to pull that tight. I go ahead and pull my needle off. That looks like about enough thread. I make sure that I don't have any lumps and bumps out here. Sometimes you can hang it on something and you don't know it. Then I go ahead and clip this off. And I pull it both ways. That way and that way. And then you're going to tie, I tie a double knot. Uh-oh. My thread was not on the opposite sides of my string there, so I run it back through, and I'm going to tie 2 knots now on top of that. See, that will catch that middle thread that goes down through there and keep it from being loose, flopping around. Flopping. Okay, now we've got that tight. You can tie a bow in here, or you can just cut these off. I usually tie a bow until I see that I'm not going to have to adjust this in any way. And then sometimes I go back in and I cut the bow off, but more than likely I'll leave it. Okay, so there is our first signature in. Right there, see? Evened up from top to bottom. So that's it. Now we're going to sew the other one in the same exact way. So let's go ahead and do our holes first. Make sure that you're putting it, you know, if you've got paper that's one way or the other, make sure that you're putting it the right way up. And okay, mine look like that they're pretty good there. So we're just going to clip it. And then I like to just use a long paper clip. That way, if you have something that's small in there that you need to grab, that will grab it. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to measure this. Alright, and if you're using a Tim Holtz ruler, it's very, very easy. Just make sure that your 0 goes to the center. And if you look on both ends, like if I go this way, I've got 3 3/4. And if I go from the 0 this way, I've got 3 3/4. So I know that that's the center right there. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 inches that way. And 1, 2, 3 inches this way. And then I'm just going to fold it back up. Reinforce my crease there just to make sure that all of my little dots that I made on there are in the center. And it looks like they are. Okay. We'll take our book awl and our piece of foam. Punch down through the center there. I just got this foam. This came out of some packaging, I think. You can use whatever you have. If you just want, you can use your board here if it's a board like this that is. You can use your mat if you want to. Your mat that's supposed to be self-healing. You can use that. I don't like to use it because it makes quite big holes in mine. So that's why I just use my piece of foam. I just keep it over there, and you can see it's got lots and lots of little holes in it. I think actually years ago that was sold as a stamping piece of foam, but I never used it for that because I didn't like how it, I mean, it was, to me it was too big. Okay, we're going to go down through the center, and we're going to go through the center here. Now, I've had some ask, why do you go to the top? Can't you go to the bottom? Yes, you can go to the bottom. Go to either one of the holes. I just go to the top. That's just my way, but it doesn't matter. Either way is good. Okay, where's my hole? Sorry, I'm holding it up so that I can see. The first hole there is a little bit touchy to find. There we go. And then pull that one through. And I'm going to have to pull a little bit more thread. I leave my thread attached because I don't like to waste it. So I leave it attached to the spool. Or in this case, to the little thing that I have it on there, piece of cardboard. Okay. And then back up through the center. Okay. You're going to be stubborn. So let's fold it over and we can see where that needle's coming up to, and then we can hopefully wiggle this over there. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. It just wanted to be a little difficult. Okay, now this string is on this side, so I'm going to pull the string up on this side. Like that. Ooh, I didn't leave myself enough, did I? I can always pull more through if I need it. But I think that's going to be plenty. Okay, pull my needle off. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any crinkles on the outside, and I don't. There's my stitching on the outside. Look pretty good. Then I'm just going to tighten it up and 1, 2 knots. And I don't think I'm even going to try to put a bow in that one because I got it a little bit short, but that's okay. I don't have to have a bow in it. Okay. Now there is our second signature in. Where's the front of you? There we go. And so we have plenty of room where we can add all kinds of goodies in here. So there is our signatures in our January journal. Ooh, I love it. I'm excited to start using it. Okay, those I think I'm going to put on another piece of paper just to make them a little bit stronger and stand up a little bit more because they keep sliding down in there. Because see, they're just about the same size. So I'm probably going to do that. But right now, I want to do, you know, I had thought about putting my little calendar there and leaving this first page for something else. I may put like January on there, do a cursive. Ooh, I can make you guys a file that's like January, February, all the way through. We could do that. Why don't I do that and put my calendar over here? But I do want to map my calendar on something. Let's see what I've got. I can mat it on book page. Let's see. I'm looking. See what I have. Ooh, I could mat it on that. That would be pretty. Why don't we do that? Let's see. If we put it right there and put it down. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, since this is just copy paper, I told you I'm just losing it. I'm going to use my glue stick to do this. Whoops. Okay. Just going to leave a little bit all the way around. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to trim this. I'm going to use my other scissors. Okay. Oh yeah, that'll look good there. And it's not, I'm going to glue it down really good so it's not going to interfere with that pocket. As a matter of fact, I could even kind of tuck it in that pocket a little bit like that. And it's not going to interfere with my fold either. So, let's go ahead and put lots of glue on the back of this. And I think I want to go ahead and ink around the edges. I was going to stitch, but I'm not going to stitch because I didn't really leave enough room around the edges and I didn't want to stitch into my calendar. Just a little bit. And try to get it as straight as I can. Let's see. That looks good. And then we'll press that down really well all the way around so that it doesn't come up and interfere with our pocket. Cute. I like that. So there is our calendar on the inside. I'm going to make some little tags for this and this. And then I need to put more paper here. I'll probably just use some of this same paper and just make them longer because they're too short. They keep falling down in there and I don't want them to do that. So what have we got now? What are we going to do? I'm not going to do a lot more. I keep telling you that, don't I? And I always do. I do want to put this here though. This is in our freebie that it will be linked below. I'm going to use my little scissors to cut that. Now, I did not cut that so well. I don't know why. My scissors and my fingers went a little bit crazy. So I'm going to ink it really well and then hopefully nobody will know. I want it to look vintage anyway. Okay, I want to put that on there somewhere, but I don't know where. We could put it down here and then put something under there, like some music paper, book page, something. Okay, I'm going to ink this up. Then I'm going to grab a piece of vellum. I think I've got a little piece right here somewhere that I had left over. Come on, vellum, you're here. There you are. And well, I have one side cut and one side torn, so we're just going to cut the other side. And then okay, I'm going to ink that up. that down right there, and then that on top. That will work. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our glue on here. I think I'm going to bring it up a little bit because I don't want to cover up those flowers right there. Just going to bring it up just a little. And just make sure that all of the edges are pressed down well. And I think I'll use my glue stick on this. Okay. Then put this down. And I've just got a little notepad right here on the side that I am putting the glue on with. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do right there, other than tuck a little tag, and I'll make the tag just stick out just a tiny bit so it doesn't cover anything up. But then here we will start, we'll do an intro page, and like I said, I'll probably make you guys some like January and then February on like that for our other ones. And then we'll let this be our intro page, and then we'll start, you know, decorating and doing all of the good stuff on the other ones. So, okay, that's all I'm going to be able to do today. I'm starting to hurt just a little bit, so I am going to finish it off there. I may put some lace here. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll worry about that later. But that is our little journal with the inserts in it. Now, it does gape like that for right now, but it's because my cover is still stiff. Once my cover gets a little bit more broke in, it won't do that, other than when I put a bunch of stuff in there, which I'm probably going to do. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial for our January journal that's coming up very, very soon. If you haven't already downloaded the freebies, make sure that you go to the link directly below and download those. And then also the link will be below for the calendar. I think it's on our blog too, but it's a few posts down, so I'll try to link it below. If I forget, just go to our website, and that's scrapbookingwithme.com, and then just click on blog, and then you can go over there and download the freebies for yourself. But if I forget, I'll try to remember to post them there, but if I forget, that's what you can do. All right, that is it. Tomorrow I'm going to finish working on my little notebooks wherever they went. My notebooks are hid over here. What did I do with them? There they are. I'm going to finish working on these little notebooks tomorrow and get those stitched up. And then here are these. See, they're already glued together. And when you want to pull a piece off, you just tear it off just like you would a store-bought notebook. And here's our small one. Same thing. It just tears off just like the store-bought ones are. Okay guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.